Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us. My name's Walker Hardy. I'm a reporter for the Orion, specifically the A&E section. If you guys don't mind introducing both yourselves.
My name's McCrae.
My name is Noah.
Cool. Nice to meet you guys again. So how's your guys' day going so far?
It's really nice.
Nice?
The first fall day.
Yeah,
First fall
we're
day.
like in fall.
No, for those people that don't live in Chico, it's really, really cold today. Well, for Chico. For
There's
Chico.
still blue skies.
Yeah, there's still blue. It's
Yeah.
literally 70 degrees.
Yeah,
Like, that's cold. Give me some like two peaks and valleys. Just
Of the
getting a
day?
gauge, yeah, of your day or your week or
Mm.
anything.
Peaks and valleys.
Maybe
Ugh.
just one and one.
Yeah. I'd say, a peak definitely this weekend. We had our first show. So that was
Congrats, by
definitely
the
a peak.
way.
Yeah, thank you. In a valley, what can we say? I don't know. It got cold. I don't know, I'm a warm weather guy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How about you, Noah?
Yeah, the peak is we got our show done, but the valley is the show's over.
Yeah. On to the next, no?
That's it.
On to the next.
On to the next.
So since your guys' show is in Chico, kind of what's the story for both of you? Like, did you guys grow up here? Are you locals? Where'd you guys move from? Kind of give me the story.
We actually both grew up about 2 hours south of here in a town called Davis. Very independently. We actually didn't even meet until we both came to Chico State to study recording arts.
Yeah.
Ironic. And Noah, you?
Yeah, we're a few years apart, and would never have crossed paths except for some time in the Chico State recording studios, making beats,
Mm-hmm.
doing raps.
Yep.
Dope. So did you guys both graduate from Chico? Or are you still
Uh,
both students?
I graduated right before the pandemic.
Nice.
Or actually right during the pandemic.
How was that?
weird. I was that weird middle year where we were
Right.
just like all like virtual, and then we showed up to the thing, but our parents couldn't come, and it was
That's
cool.
hard.
I don't know. I was like, I had my time there, and then it was like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Right.
So, yeah.
So kind of other than like music, because that's what you guys are here for, what other things kind of like drives you? So like, what are your guys' other interests or like other hobbies?
Yeah, that's a great question.
And like personally for me, like I love writing. Obviously, I'm on the
Mhm.
Orion, and so like kind of example, just to get your mind running on other ideas. Like the outdoors is what drives me the most
Mhm.
to be creative. So like if I have writer's block or if I don't know what to do, or like I went through a breakup or something, like I just go to the forest and just kind of let all my energy release. Like what's
Mhm.
something that you guys?
Honestly, that's really like the same for us.
Yeah.
And that, and to introduce our group, we are Water Life. And that whole situation really did come about because of our connection with nature and, the movement of natural currents through, this strange planet we live on, making
Yeah.
sense of it all.
Yeah.
Everything for me, the only thing that I ever do that can really take me out of just being in my body is to just, go and just be in nature and fully just
Yeah.
submerge, immerse, whatever it is. Got to be out there.
I like writing too. I always think of myself as a writer first and a musician second. Well, a person first, I guess. But yeah, nature, that's been a new one. I'm kind of a city guy, so nature's been a new connection for me, especially being here in Chico. But martial arts, I grew up doing martial arts.
cool.
I did Thai boxing, karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA. Did that my whole life, so yeah.
Nice.
Kinda, yeah.
So what did you guys study in school, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I studied recording arts, and I also studied, I guess it was technically communications.
Nice.
Yeah, it started as like media aesthetics and all that, and then kind of devolved into a minor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Recording arts. Went to school for other things, transferred around, and this is a school with the studio, so that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Always a
All-
plus.
all-
Noah
all
has a
worked
lot of
out.
academic training in jazz too. He went to jazz school for guitar and a couple different recording arts schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So like I remember you guys mentioned that you kind of just were like all in the studio, kind of like just working together. Is that right? Kind of like in the beginning-ish years.
Yeah, by the time we got studio access at Chico State, the studios were, anytime the studios were empty, we were there.
Right.
Noah was the studio manager, and so whenever there was an open space on the calendar, we would just show up and work, whether we're recording bands for projects, mixing things, making beats,
Yeah.
recording rappers, working on our own music. Like we were just in the studio collaborating, just trying to put in, we keep saying 100 more nights. We try to put in our 100 nights to success. And the timer kind of resets a
You know,
lot.
but you know, every 100 nights you go through, you know, is like sort of, you know, a new era that it's like it's really easy to look back on things like your time in the school studio and thinking, oh, I went in there to do this thing, but instead this other thing happened and
Right.
I didn't get like the recordings out of it, or I didn't get this out of it that I wanted. But you know, realizing where you are and knowing that, you know, you couldn't be where you are now without having the experiences, you know,
Yeah.
and the times that
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, brought you together to be the people you need to be.
And like kind of being with the people that you need to be with, like how did you guys collectively come together and like kind
Yeah.
of like with the same goals, kind of?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
my summer this summer, you know, I've been part of a few different, you know, collaborative music projects and things in Chico, and I've really just been looking for, you know, my ticket. You know, what's
Right.
something that, you know, everyone's going to put in that same, you know, feeling that I've always had and I've always known there's going to be something. And my goal this summer was, you know, I'm not going to create the whole situation. I just want to know that, you know, by the middle of the summer, I'm having a studio session every day. You know, I want somebody singing into my microphone, making a beat, something every day. And I really got that. But then I had a, you know, whole hard drive full of demos and new projects and, you know, half-baked songs. And it's like, okay, like we've all been working on these things together. How can we promote it and actually create a brand to make this something that's not just us singing songs in
Yeah.
a room by ourselves?
And is that when Water Life started, when you were kind of like, let's kind of
it
put this
happened
into
kind of
action?
organically, because Noah had his recording projects and I had mine. We were both kind of started randomly working with the same artists separately. Also, to preface, Water Life, me and Noah are Water Life, but also we have a roster of artists that includes Demondra Martin, Alexi Song, Susana Correa, Lydia Cooley, and then Jacob Jatan is sort of our like film and writing guy. Am I missing anybody?
Cool. So
Yeah, the Bella Locas.
Yeah, and
the
so
Bella
Alexi, Demondra, and Susie come together to make the Bella Locas. So, yeah, we all became friends. We all became collaborative partners, and you know, started realizing we had similar philosophies when it came to art and to music and aesthetics and just life and how to live it. And that's how Water Life kind of came together.
yeah, so I can get the sense that it's not just a label. It's more than deeper than just a label.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of operating the developing artists with similar
Yep.
goals and passions. What does like Water Life do for like you individually and like your relationship with Chico? Kind of creating that like engagement with the community.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, you know, I'm really good. I get my couple hours of work in every day, creatively. But it's nice to have a schedule and to be building to something bigger and have a united philosophy and collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's the channel to, you know, like all I ever wanted was to be able to just produce music and then know that it was going to be released and know that there were other people that wanted to make sure it was promoted, because, you know, especially the Chico thing, you know, is, you know, there's so much positivity and expression here that it's really easy to just say, oh, I'm just going to go let my song be itself. And, you know, I've always been thirsting for more than that, I think.
Yeah.
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 How is that like fed into like your identity, like of like who you are?
It's funny because I feel like part of it being so organic is that, like, yes, like, things are different now that we have Water Life, but it kind of feels organic in the sense that it's like we were who we were and have been who we've been, and like now we're just kind of crystallizing that. I mean, this chain that I'm wearing right now, like, I got this in Japan about 5 years ago, and I just realized that the inscription on the back says "Pure Water, Clean Spirit," and it's like that is just kind of epitomizes it all. It's just kind of a philosophy of us looking for beauty and you know, like genuinity in everything that we do, whether that's an expression through music, through film, through writing, through visual arts, or just living life, like how we are every day, how we are when we meet people, when we connect with people. within, you know, like our collaborative space and also within our regular space. Like we just want to live beautiful, genuine, safe, happy lives. And,
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're trying to do. And I think that culture is what influences those things, you know. And this is just the medium we've chosen to do that.
Love that. So kind of hearing from both of you guys speak, I get like the big realization of like impermanence almost. And like the theme or something for me this year that I've realized is like time doesn't stick. So like you might feel differently in a few months than from what you do now. And like even with artwork, like my artwork changes and the artwork of the meaning changes. And so like with Water Life and creating this group, were there any feelings of that? Like looking back and being like, holy shit, like we've done this. We've come a lot, or like what are you excited about for like the future because things aren't stagnant?
I mean, that's exactly what it is that being in this beautiful time of your life of continual discovery, and that, you know, every song you write is the best new song. You know, every mix, every beat that you make, every production that you do, you know, it's really motivating to, you know, see your progress and, you know, feel like every time you do something, it's the first.
Right.
And that, you know, being in that eternal student mindset of, you know, it's not chasing that feeling. It's that we know what that feeling is, and, you know, that we're always, you know, going to be behind the moment. So whatever it is for us that best captures, you know, that time and place that we are at.
Yeah. I mean, I think Bukowski said something like, you're only as good as your last line, but also if you're not writing your next line, then you're dead, right? And I think that's kind of a nihilistic way to think about it. But, you know, if we think about the times that we're in, it's like there is a lot of nihilism. There's a lot of, you know, doom and gloom around. A lot of, you know, I think even within all of everyone in this room, all of our lifespans, so much tragic things have happened that we've been through, whether it's the campfire locally, you know, impacted our whole community, or the pandemic worldwide, you know, 2008, financial crisis, you know, all these wars and whatever. It's like there's a sense of nihilism, and I think through that we can find romanticism, you know, existentialism, beauty, and inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, you can, it's like nothing matters. Oh, nothing matters. Yeah. Like, you know, you can, because nothing, you know, because of that, you can rise from that. And, you know, that's like the Buddhist thing with like the lotus. Like you gotta have like the mud for the lotus to bloom. And I think that, you know, we're all just trying to be little lotus seeds.
Little lotus seeds floating around, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, kind of like for the future, almost like what's the longevity that you kind of hope for Water Life? Like, what do you guys want to see? Like, still allowing yourself to be fully present, but also kind of seeing like, what do I want to set my goals for Water Life? Like, what can we kind of expect? Not expect, but hope to see on the horizon.
I mean, what to expect is that, and what to hope for is that, you know, myself as a musician, and, you know, most musicians that I know, and, you know, my mom, a musician, you know, being raised in that, the way that I've experienced it, musicians don't really ever retire.
Right.
You know, and it really feels like this is one of my first chances to, you know, make an honest statement about, you know, the art that I'm putting out there, and saying, okay, this is where we're starting. This is something new. But, you know, whenever you start something new as a musician, you don't really ever envision an end to it. And
Right.
this is something that, you know, you mentioned identity, that I've always felt so wrapped up with music in my identity that, you know, this is sort of just a wall to throw it at, that it's like it's easy to become overly intertwined with. But I know so long as, you know, we all stay doing what we're doing, I'm going to still be making music. And, you know, if nothing ever happens to the name, you know, all the music I ever make is, you know, is what it is.
Yep.
Will be Water Life, has always been Water Life, you know, even before I knew that this was anything of what I wanted.
Yeah, even before a name. Yeah, I totally get that.
It's funny, it reminded me of my grandpa. When I first started doing martial arts and everything, he was like, you know, like, this, your body will wear out when you get old, you won't be able to do this forever. But like music, like, now that's a hobby you can do like at all ages, whatever. And He also said, "You don't want a musician's life. That's a hard life." But you know, you gotta
Here you are.
you gotta split the difference there. And it is something
Yeah.
that's like, it's a lifelong thing, and it's like tangibly, we want to be able to grow as a brand and grow our music and grow our audience and be able to support ourselves in our space for this and have this as a professional outlet as well. But I think spiritually and philosophically. That
Yeah, I
adds
mean,
up.
5-year business plan. We want to have shows and make money, but like,
Right. It's about the art.
But it can be more than that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so much more than that. That's just like
Yeah.
because especially in this art space in Chico, there's a lot of sort of just raw passion for just making music, and at times I've found myself butting heads of sorts, trying to balance the way that I experience my passion with the way that other people express themselves, and to be able to say, hey, like this is like I don't really do this for fun. I do this because I have to, and that's just like
Have to in the sense of
it's art of necessity, because like I don't really have another way that I've ever experienced self-expression. So you stop at nothing until you see the end of it, and there is no end.
Yeah, I get that. Like, there's no end because the art is almost me, and I am art. Not saying I'm art, but like
Yeah.
my
You
my
are art,
emotions
too.
are
You
art. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add? Anything you want the world to know about you guys?
I mean,
Anything you want to plug?
yeah, definitely follow Waterlife Co. on Instagram. It's just Waterlife Co. one word. My handle's MacXRay. We got Noah Wolf, like K-O and with the K, like Noah Wolf.
A Wolf.
Yeah.
We got
My-
the Bella Locas. Follow Bella Locas.
Bella Locas, yeah. My second single just dropped last week. It's on all streaming platforms as Lungs. And Diamond Lens is also out. And then we've got Carpe Diem, which is one of our artists, Queen Goddess Lilac. Her first single's dropping this Friday. So
Exciting.
be on
All
the lookout.
exciting.
Yeah, See You Never by Alexi and the Creatures dropping November 11th. There's going to be a party for that.
Yeah, imminent shows. We got the Bella Locas playing with KCSC
On this Friday.
this Friday, and then
Yeah,
I'll be playing November, also a KCSC event at Naked Lounge. So yeah,
Super fun. Everyone should attend. That's all I have to say about that.
the whole world.
But it seems like Water Life represents unity, love, and creating a sense of community. So I definitely appreciate you guys sitting down with me and the Orion and being honest and real.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
you,
you.
Walker. Thanks, Orion.
Yeah.
Great
Cool
Orion.
you.
beans.
Yeah.
Slay.
Good show.
Cool.
Good show.